right. Hello, everybody. That was Jeff Pitchell's Fat Cigar you've been listening to. And that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke. Coming at you live from Twin Smoke Shop Studio headquarters here in Hooksett, New Hampshire. Be sure to subscribe to us on Podbean, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Google, basically wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Pastor Padron. I'm here with my co-hosts, Paul, Nick, Dave.
Hello.
Dazed and confused.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first show of the new year.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
is, sir.
But yes.
Well, it's
Well-
the first recording of the new year, Dave.
That's correct, yes.
Yes. And this week we are going to be looking at B&M Exclusives. And if you don't know what B&M stands for, it is not a bowel movement.
Oh,
B&M.
it's not?
B&M stands for Brick and Mortar, which is, a store
this
like Twins.
Whole segment.
In other words, not a, don't.
I had this
don't.
whole segment
No.
about that. I
No.
was thinking about it on the way in, and I'm like,
Of
man,
course you were thinking about it. You do them 2 or 3 times a day at the shop.
at least?
Yep. And we're looking at cigars and pipe tobacco that are only available in brick and mortar stores. They're not available online.
Nope.
And the cigar that we are looking at first is the Padron 1964 Anniversary Toro TAA Maduro. And looking at the website here, the Padron website says that the Padron 1964 Anniversary Series was introduced in 1994 to commemorate the company's 30th anniversary. This line consists of 16 sizes, all available in sun-grown natural and Maduro wrappers. We're doing the Maduro. All tobacco used in this limited production series is aged for 4 years.
4 years.
Creating a smooth and complex flavor. In honor of the age-old Cuban tradition of box pressing cigars, the 1964 anniversary line was introduced as a box press series, and for the protection of our customers, we have introduced measures to safeguard against counterfeiting with a specially designed double band featuring an individually numbered guarantee label.
Who's out there counterfeiting Padrones?
You would be surprised.
Really?
As a matter of fact, way back in the day, when I worked for Jorge Monteros at A Little Taste of Cuba in Princeton
Yeah.
in the late 90s,
Yep.
there was it made major news that a large cache of counterfeited Padron cigars was caught.
Wow.
And it was one of the largest cigar counterfeiting grabs, by the cops in a
Wow.
long time. And after that,
My goodness.
that second band started coming out
Yeah.
so that each cigar is actually individually numbered.
Nice.
Wow.
Mine is number 002.
It has to
I'm
be.
just kidding.
It-
I'm
yeah,
just
I was gonna
kidding.
say,
I'm just kidding. I wish it
It's-
was.
yeah,
I'd
it's-
immediately
it's
stop
not.
smoking it.
Yeah. Mine is, 812651.
812
You want me to read that for you, brother?
661?
He was never good at math.
No.
That's good at math. Just go read the
reading
number.
brown
and
on
barely
brown.
see it.
I
I
but
didn't
yeah.
want
Read
to
the
say he
number.
wasn't good at reading, so I just said he wasn't good at math.
Okay.
I don't know.
Inadvertently.
It looks like a 6. Could be an 8.
Now, you two, Nick and Dave, you're sporting the new Twins headgear.
Yeah.
Dave with the beanie. So he's gone from the disciplined
Snapback.
the disciplined elf, to the grunge dude with the black beanie there. Nick has the snapback
I
cap.
love this hat. Super comfortable.
Yeah, very nice. And you know something?
Yes.
The snapback cap is a very Kendall thing.
Very Kendall thing.
Yeah.
Very.
He
very
loves him.
current.
He loves him snapbacks. Tell you
Yes,
that
he
right
does.
now. Good old trucker hat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get it at both locations for $19.99 for the snapback hat. You got it in white and black, gray and black.
Yep.
Then you have the beanie, all black or all gray for $14.99.
Yeah, yeah.
So check us out.
And the beanie is going to be coming out in pink.
Yeah.
Is it really?
It is going to be coming out in pink for the ladies,
Oh.
or for
It's gonna-
men who prefer pink.
Or if we have to
Like
do like
Paul.
breast cancer awareness too,
Yep.
breast
Yep.
You'll
cancer.
never see me in pink ever, ever,
I'll pay you. I'll
ever.
pay you.
No.
I'll buy the beanie for you
There are
if you wear
certain
it.
colors I will never wear: purple and pink.
His
Purple.
name is
love
Pablo
purple.
Maduro,
Yes.
and Maduro
Mm,
means
yes.
not pink.
That shirt.
Correct.
That
Shirt should tell you all.
Exactly.
Black is my favorite color.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. He's
That's-
the man in black.
Men in black.
For all the ladies out there, when Paul's birthday comes around, you can get him another nice black Dixon.
That's right.
Black Dixon.
Kurt did well with my shirt. I'll
Yes,
tell you
he
that
did.
right
He
now.
did
This
very
is,
well.
This could not. He could not have picked a better color for me.
Black clothes. now.
Kurt got
Absolutely.
everybody who works for Twins a Dixon shirt for Christmas, and he picked out the pattern and color for each individual person. And frankly, I think he did a fantastic
He
job.
did.
We did.
He really kind of pegged everybody. He did really well.
Not in that way, but yes, he
Well,
he
get
got
your-
everybody's
Get
color
your
right.
mind out of the gutter. Okay, out of the gutter. Let's get back to the cigar. The
We had
yeah.
hopes for the new year, and already
We had
blown it out.
yeah,
You can always rely on me to.
the Padron 1964 anniversary Maduro Toro TAA
Jesus.
cigar. Don't say Jesus.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, is a Nicaraguan.
Nicaraguan.
Yep, it's a Nicaraguan Puro Rapandafila. It is a box press Toro at 5x56. The burn on this is already going great for everybody. Look at it. The burns,
Well,
fantastic.
we're all smoking Padrones. They perform extremely well. Construction's always on point. It's one of the reasons why they're, got to say, the number one in so many people's eyes out there.
Oh yeah.
Smooth draws, always going to be consistent. Really
Yes.
nice.
In 20-something years, I can count on one hand the number of bad, as in plugged Padrones. that I've
Really?
had.
What,
I
like
have-
one?
Yeah, less than 5 in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even 5. I don't
This
even
coming
need
from
over-
Pastor Padron. So
This
that's
is-
saying a lot of
people.
Padrones.
I don't know that I have done this before. That I have, when your nickname is Pastor Padron, people expect you to be smoking Padrones all the time, and frankly, I would enjoy that. I like Padrones, but here's the thing: I have been doing the podcasts, for
We're on
it's going
season
on
3.
5. It's going on 5 years. I've been on podcasts,
Oh,
and
good
I
one.
have
Yeah.
yet to do a show where we're all doing Padrones. This is the first one.
Huh.
This is the first time
Yay.
we have a show that's dedicated to looking at a Padron,
Nice.
and it's our first time doing a Padron
Correct.
on Not Just Paul's Rum. And we're drinking some rum with this, Paul. You want to tell us what it
Yes,
is?
we are. So tonight I actually took us all out of our comfort zone.
Not me.
Well, okay, 3 out of 4 out of our comfort zone. So I wanted to. I was doing some research in terms of what drink or pairing would go well with the Padron. That was my first priority, was to try to get a good drink that would go well with the Padron. And in some of the publications I was reading up on, it talked about rum as being a really good pairing with specifically the 1964. And then this particular rum stood out to me, and this is called the Pampero Aniversario Rum Anejo.
Gesundheit.
It's a dark mahogany rum from Venezuela. It was introduced to commemorate Pampero's 25th anniversary. It is a full-bodied, smooth, highly fruity, with nuttiness, bittersweet chocolate, and wood, making it light and warm on the tongue. This rum stays in old bourbon barrels for 2 to up to 8 years.
Ooh. Yeah.
And it's
baby.
80 proof. So
It is very, very good.
yeah,
It
It
is.
doesn't taste like it.
No,
No,
it doesn't.
I
It's
think it's
very
very
smooth. Very, very smooth. But I'm not a rum drinker, and I think this is the first time we've actually had straight rum on the podcast.
Yeah.
So usually we do a lot of whiskeys, we do a lot of bourbons, we do a lot of cocktails, but this is the first time we've actually done a straight rum.
Now, how do you think you did, Paul?
I think I've done a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, my hat goes off to Paul.
So initially, with the cigar on its own, for me, and again, I don't smoke a lot of Padrones, but I've had this one before. Get a lot of cedar, spice, a little bit of earth, incredibly smooth, really, really smooth. with the drink, with the rum, I think it's bringing out a lot of the sweetness from the tobacco.
Oh, totally.
Yep, it's really,
Totally.
really enhancing that.
That cocoa note is
In your
insane.
Mhm.
I don't get any, maybe a little bit on the retrohale of that cedar spice, but the cocoa note and the espresso note coming through on this cigar
Yep.
is incredible. But I wouldn't expect anything less from a Padron Maduro.
No.
To me, the drink tastes like an alcoholic molasses.
I don't know what that means, but
Molasses with alcohol.
okay. That's technically
I
what
don't
rum
know
is.
if that's a good thing or not.
So, but no,
Is
it
that
a
a
good thing.
compliment?
No, that's good. That's a
So
good,
keep
you know?
that close.
Okay. So, but no, I think that the cocoa notes are totally in the front of the cigar. There's a little bit of cedar in the retrohale, and the
I think that's all you have to say, Dave.
the finish.
Okay.
The drink is
Let him finish.
is long lasting.
The finish is long lasting
Yeah.
Long
of the
lasting.
cigar or
Of
the drink?
of the drink.
Of
Yes.
the drink. Of the
Most
drink.
most rums that I've experienced, I'm pretty much a everything drinker, and rum
Is part of everything.
is part of everything. I've been to Puerto Rico, and primarily Bacardi rums have kind of been in my repertoire for the last 10 years. Their Family Reserve, their Reserve Limitada, which is more of their sipping rums. Not as dark as this rum, but you're kind of getting that sense of it. The sweet molasses kind of it kind of goes across most rums. The only one that I haven't really had that deep molasses taste is from Plantation.
Yeah.
Plantation's very smooth. You get the
Wicked
barrel.
smooth, yes.
You get a little bit of sweet, but not as sweet as this one or some of the Bacardi ones, because their main thing that they age it from is the cane. So
So you being the big rum drinker here, and this particular brand I've never heard of until 3 days ago.
I never heard of this one.
So, what do you think of this compared to other rums that you have had?
It's up there. And for what's the price on the bottle of this?
$22.
$22.
I
It
would buy this.
definitely holds.
$22
I
for
would
this.
definitely buy this.
Was it on
Absolutely.
sale?
Nope, this is just straight.
Just what it
just,
is.
Just a regular price, $22.
That's
great.
wonderful.
That is
That's
beautiful.
really
Yep.
great.
Mm.
Which I was really surprised, because I was like, I was expecting to pay twice that,
Yeah.
at least. And I said, is this the right one? I kept checking. I was trying to get it out of the leather bag it comes in, the little leather sack. And because he was trying to tug at it, I'm trying to make sure that no liquor store employees think I'm going to try to rip it off. I'm trying to pull it to make sure it's the right, because I've seen the
Yeah,
label
yeah.
online, and but I went with it, and yeah, it's the same one that I saw, and I could have sworn this was going to be $40-$50.
Yeah, it definitely holds up against, you know what I mean, the higher end.
I think it holds
Rums.
up against $30-$40 bottles of rum.
Absolutely.
I would
Absolutely.
like Pirate.
Yep.
I would be just as happy with this.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now, a Padron 1964, to me, the way I describe it to people is it's like smoking chocolate. It's like smoking a big bar of chocolate. And this does not disappoint. It
No.
is a really smooth, creamy, chocolatey, little bit of mocha in there cigar. The retrohale has a little bit of spice in it. It is really pleasant, and there is nothing really that tastes like a Padron.
Nope. You could probably get close with some cigars, but Padron with Nicaraguan tobacco.
Yeah. I think,
Man, they're
I think
doing
the-
something everybody else is not doing.
I think the closest you get, the two things that get close are the Plasencia Almaforte
That gets pretty close. Yep.
and Steve Saka's Sin Compromiso.
That's up there.
If you're doing the 1926 series, which is a little bit spicier than this.
It does, yeah. It's a little bit more rich
Yeah.
than this one is, but it's more age on the tobacco,
Yeah,
correct?
6
Yep.
years instead of 4 along this line. Now, this is the TAA cigar. What is the TAA? The TAA stands for the Tobacco Association of America, and that organization, among other things, works with manufacturers of cigars to get special sizes or blends of cigars that are exclusive to their member retailers. There's about I think 75 or 80 retailers
82
82
retailers in the United States. Yep.
that are members of the TAA, and then a number of those retailers have multiple shops. So there's something like 120 stores altogether. But TAA cigars are only available in those stores. The only places you're supposed to be able to get these online is if that store
There's
has
an online site.
an online site, but they are not generally available on the internet. You have to go to a TAA business to get them, and that's what this is. So this is a size. If you haven't seen it, it's because your store isn't a member of the TAA, or you get your stuff from online places and they can't get it because it's only available in brick and mortar stores that are part of the TAA. Now, speaking of that, that's a good segue into our conversation tonight. Online shopping, online cigar shopping has revolutionized the cigar and pipe business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a big plus for people who don't live near a brick and mortar store. And there are lots of, we're fortunate here in New Hampshire. You can't walk 5 feet without getting, into a cigar shop.
That's true.
There's multiple stores in so many places, and there's a lot of great stores in New Hampshire too. Of course, Twins is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Why would
Hands
you go
down.
anywhere else?
True. No.
But to each his own. But and online stores can have huge selection because they don't have a lot of the overhead and staff and stuff that brick and mortar stores do. A lot of times they are able to offer things cheaper, and so a lot of people try and take advantage of the fact that you can get stuff cheaper online than you can in the brick and mortar store. That said, the brick and mortar store, like Twins, offers some things that I think you can't get in online stores. What are some of those things to you, Paul, that a brick and mortar store offers that the online stores are not able to do?
The expertise from the tobacconists who work there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to, you may think you know what you're going to be going after in a online cigar store, but a lot of times customers come in and they say, what's the latest and greatest? What else do you have besides this? What can you help me with? What can you recommend? Or am I in the right direction here? And we offer that. We give them an education. We can give them tips. We can give them other cigars to consider. If we know what they like to smoke, if they know what brand they like to smoke, we can offer alternatives. That's not something you're going to find in an online store.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I think our pricing here at Twins is very, very competitive.
Yes.
We're never going to beat the online stores in some categories.
Right.
But we will certainly beat a lot of the other brick and mortar stores in the area, and specifically in tax-free New Hampshire. We'll crush most of America for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also too is in the humidor, our cigars are humidified.
That is correct.
A lot of times, and I've had experiences with a specific online retailer that would, from time to time, send dry cigars.
Yeah.
Because it's coming out of warehouses, and those warehouses are not humidified. I don't care what they tell you. They're not. They can't be humidified anywhere near to the extent that we humidify our cigars.
Well, then when you get your cigars, who knows where they've been or how long it's been?
Correct.
How they were handled in shipping.
Yep.
Because
how long they've been sitting there.
Yeah.
In a dried environment. There's a specific one that I stopped using years ago because time after time, the cigars I would be ordering were going to come in dry and would take days, if not weeks, for me to get cigars back up to snuff.
Yep.
And so I think the brick and mortar stores win hands down in those categories.
For
Get what
me,
you pay for.
yeah. For me, I think it's the experience. I think it's
Mm.
coming into a shop like ours, or Two Guys, or any other shop, and interacting, like Paul said, interacting with the tobacconist there and absorbing the whole thing. When you're typing online and when you're on your computer and you're seeing the cigars, there's no connection there. You don't really get the physical part of that shop and what it's all about. With us, you get to meet us. It's kind of you develop a personal connection with your tobacconist.
Yep.
We give out recommendations, we give out tips, get you into the right cigar, because you could be shopping for, any cigar, and you may, get recommendations from your friends, but you may not be able to handle that cigar, whether it's a double Ajero or whether it's too strong, or maybe you need to bump up to something that strong, or medium body or medium plus, and we're there to help you. We're there to guide you. We're there to give you pointers, lessons, and talk about different things. When you're online, you can't get that. There's a very big gap there. And that's what I love about brick and mortar stores. You get to connect with the tobacconist, Dave.
Excellent. Yeah.
Mm.
Dave, what's your?
I think one of the biggest allures about a brick and mortar is, yeah, you can buy them online, but where are you going to smoke it? Having a store with a lounge, not only a lounge but also a bar in one of our locations, Londonderry. I think that's a huge plus. It's not a lot of wives like cigar smoking in the house,
Very true.
And,
That's true.
It's a big plus. And there's a lot of people who just come in here to smoke stuff that they haven't bought here, and end up buying stuff here anyways.
Plus the customer service aspect of things too. I think
Yeah.
that says a lot about shopping, face to face at a local store versus online.
We give them answers.
Yep. I mean, and again, to do an analogy, I mean, you can go to Home Depot and buy lumber, or you can go to your local lumber yard and buy lumber. And a lot of times, if you go to a local lumber yard, they're going to have probably better quality wood and better service than you would find at a big box retailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if you want to shop somewhere local, I would do that hands down over someone much larger and has a national presence.
Mm.
I think one of the big things that brick and mortar stores offer is, cigar shopping, has as much to do with touch and sight and smell
Does, yeah.
as anything else. And you can't duplicate that
Yep.
in an online thing.
Correct.
And, to be able to, look and see and touch and handle cigars, and to be able to be immersed in that experience of buying them. It's like going to the grocery store and going into the fresh fruit and vegetable, section, and, looking, and it's one thing to just look at the produce you want to buy. It's another thing to pick it up and hold it and look around and see if there's, are there, brown spots on it? Does it feel fresh or whatever?
True.
And cigar shopping is very much like that.
Mm.
It's a very hands-on thing. And while I'm not one of the guys that wants to encourage customers to manhandle every cigar, at the same time, being able to look at and touch and feel and see things up close is a big part of the decision of what cigar you're going to get.
Yeah.
And you can't get that in a website
No.
business. And I echo Paul's sentiment too about looking around and seeing how the cigars are being taken care of where you're at.
Yeah.
When you walk into either Twins location and you go into the walk-in, and you can feel the humidity
Yeah.
there when you walk in, and that the cigars are being well cared for, and you just don't have that knowledge when you're doing an online thing. And going back to that whole Padron, bust of counterfeit cigars, that hasn't stopped. Counterfeiting cigars is big business. I mean, think about it. 90% of the Cuban cigars that are on the market are fake, and you don't know if the cigars that you're getting at online places are the cigars that we're carrying in the store, or are cigars that have been put labels on them from whatever company you're wanting. I've had that happen to people, where they get the cigar, they smoke it, and it tastes one way from the online shop, and then they get it in the store, and it's a completely different cigar. Well, maybe it's because it's a completely different cigar.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I echo what everybody else said here. Everybody had some good things to say, and I hope if you don't live near a brick and mortar store, take advantage of the online stuff. Make sure you're doing it from a reputable place. Do your research, because not every online place is just because they offer them cheap does not mean it's the best place to go. But if you're near a brick and mortar place, I'd strongly recommend you supporting that shop. And if you're in the New England area, if you're in New Hampshire, come to Twins if you haven't already. You'll be amazed by not only the selection and the care of the cigars, but also, kind of like, to echo your point, Dave, the atmosphere of the place and the place we have to smoke in our lounges and stuff. This comes at you from the lounge in our Hooksett location. 20 people can be sitting in here smoking cigars. It's a real nice setup. It's nice. It's relaxed. And having a great place to smoke is just as important as anything else, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys could identify with this too. I think one of the things that I've noticed is when you're standing in front of a brand like in Londonderry, you can smell the difference. Like, I know when I'm standing in front of Padrones or LFD or Macanudos or Fuente, it smells different.
How so, Dave?
They just have a different smell as a group. It's like opening the flavored cabinet. It's like, boom. It's like there's a big difference. You can tell. I think that's another big thing. The sensory input that you get that you may or may not think about. Smell is
very
a
true.
big part.
Yeah.
Yep. How many people come into the humidor, especially at Londonderry, where the walk-in is basically a gigantic store? Here at Hooksett, we have regular cabinets. We have a walk-in where you get boxes, but at Londonderry, it's all one big walk-in. And how many times you hear it? People walk in there, they smell, and they go,
Every day.
I love how this smells.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
I smelt that. So I've been here for 3 years now. Paul has too. The first week, every day for the first week, I smelt that, because now I'm there every day for the past 3 years. I don't get to smell that, and I envy the people that come in on a daily basis and say, "Oh, I love that smell," and I'm like, "What smell?" Like, I don't remember that smell. So
You're just so used to it now.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just so used to it.
We're immune to it.
We're immune to it. And we're in that walk-in 9 hours a day. So, helping customers out and restocking and fixing things and rearranging and remerchandising.
Right.
We're constantly in it. We're constantly exposed. So we're kind of nose deaf a little bit to that cedar, that tobacco, fresh smell that everybody gets hit in the face when they walk through those doors.
That's a good segue, I think, to my cigar confession for this week. And
What do we got?
this week, my cigar confession is this. If you're going to go to a lounge, sit, and smoke a cigar, I think it is the courteous thing to do to buy a cigar from the shop and sit down in the lounge and smoke that. I know a lot of people will just come in with their own little cigar and go in and sit down. And, you know, I know that happens at Twins a lot. And one of the reasons for that is we've just decided we don't want to police people.
Mm.
And that's one of Kurt's big things. He doesn't want to police people. And, you know, that can get you into some awkward situations, I know. But there are a lot of lounges and a lot of bars that have cutting fees for bringing your own cigars in. You can bring your own cigar. It's $10 that's going to be on your tab.
Mm.
It's $20 that's going to be on your tab if you bring your own cigar. So feel free to smoke it. You're just going to pay for it. Clip, clip. You know, because there's staff here. There's electricity, there's cable, there's internet, there's, you know, all of these, you know, the atmosphere that you are smoking in and enjoying does not cost nothing. And therefore it needs to be paid for. And I have never understood this. I have never understood why people come in to a cigar lounge with cigars that they bought at the store down the street to smoke them in some other cigar shop's lounge. I've never understood that.
It's like taking Burger King into a McDonald's. It's
Yeah,
just don't
because
do
you
that.
like McDonald's, you know, cafeteria better.
Yep.
They're never going to let you do that.
Nope.
Why would you do that here?
Yep.
Why would you get a cigar at, you know, X shop down the street and then come into Twins and sit and smoke it?
Because
I
our
just-
atmosphere is awesome. But still.
But I'll come out and say it. I think it's rude.
Yep.
I think it's rude. So, you know, not saying spend a lot of money, and I'm not even saying, you know, and if you don't buy it here that day, you know, get out. But if you come in, get a cigar, support the place, and then sit down and smoke.
There was I have to tell a quick story. There was a one of our older customers. He no longer frequents Twins. He hasn't been here in a while.
He's no longer with us.
Well, he's
Well,
still alive, but
still alive.
but he doesn't come here anymore.
Yeah.
I think he's been told he can't smoke anymore, so he doesn't show up anymore. But
I know who you're talking about.
He came in one day, and not only did he buy a cigar from one of our competitors, it was actually one of our competitors' own cigars.
Yeah.
And he came to the bar and
He was smoking it. Yeah.
right out in the open, to the point where I don't know who it was. Was it you?
It was me.
It was,
yeah.
it was Nick who said, "Are you serious?
I started busting
You're gonna smoke?
chops.
You're gonna smoke that cigar here?"
Yeah.
I just don't think. I mean, literally, I think the customers just don't think about it. I just think
Yeah.
that they're gonna do what they're gonna do. It doesn't. They're not, either they don't care, or it doesn't dawn on them that they're smoking that a particular brand of cigar that's bought at another retailer
Mhm.
here at Twins. You know, I just think that was kind of funny, but
Yep. Yep.
It was definitely
but they're
It was-
they're the way in the minority. They're most of the
Right.
people. 90. I'll bring out a number that maybe 95-98% of the people buy a cigar here and go up and smoke it. You
Yeah.
know, it's so
Most-
that's why I think Kurt doesn't want to deal with it. He knows the majority of his customers are going to come and frequent the
Yep.
humidor before they go upstairs and
Yep.
enjoy a drink.
Yep. Yep. And and you can be too anal about this too. You know, I know places where it's a hard and fast rule. If you do not buy a cigar that day, you can't sit in a lounge and smoke. Even if you just spent $400 buying a box the night before,
right.
and you bring one of those cigars that you bought at that store the next day to the lounge, you can't smoke it there unless you have bought something that day.
Mm.
I don't think you need to be that, ridiculous about it.
Nope.
At the same time, if you're constantly coming in with cigars that who knows where you got them from. You just come, you sit down, now you might argue that, well, at Twins in Londonderry, if they're up at the bar, they might get a drink or two or four,
8
Or they're sitting
10.
there for a few hours.
All day.
Now here in Hooksett, there isn't that option. This is here in Hooksett, we have a BYOB situation, so you can bring in something. People take advantage of that. It's great, and bring something to drink, bring it in here, have a nice drink with their smoke, but if you just come in here and bring your own stuff, then, I'm myself or Dave or Zeke, who, we're cleaning your ashtrays. We're taking care of all that stuff, and you're basically depending on the rest of the customer base to pay for everything that you're enjoying. And so that's just not nice. Just get a cigar and support the atmosphere and the people that are giving you the place where you can smoke. Because like Dave said, a lot of people don't like smoking in their house. A lot of people have wives who don't let them smoke in the house. To those people, I say, grow a pair.
Don't really
Do it.
listen to Danny. You
gotta listen to Danny.
I
You
always
gotta listen to Danny.
happy wife, happy life. Just remember that.
Just tell her that you're happy
Just-
when you're smoking
Sad.
cigars.
Just come to Twins. Tell her for your birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, come and get a nice gift card that you can spend some time at Londonderry or Hooksett. So tell her you can do that.
Let me ask you a question, and generally for everybody here, have you ever made the mistake of putting the wrong end of the cigar in your
No.
mouth? No.
As many drinks as I have in the past, never done that.
I find that really hard to believe.
I swear to God.
I find that almost impossible to believe.
Well, believe it.
I mean, you've been so plastered. Would you
I
even
have?
remember if you've been?
I remember
Yeah, I mean, come
every.
on, drinking 8 or 9 handles a day. Come on.
Wow, that's definitely not happening. I would
Not-
be in the hospital right now with no liver. But
You've built up your little tolerance.
I have. Dave is taking a break.
Paul, what about you? Have you ever made that mistake?
Lit or non-lit?
Lit.
No,
Lit.
not lit.
Not.
I will say this though, that there was many years ago, a friend of mine and I were out drinking, and we had probably one too many to drink, and
Yeah.
we had cigars and we were lighting it up. It was in the dark.
Yep.
We were someplace that I don't know where we were, but it was
Lack of light.
it didn't have very good lighting, and I ended up putting the foot in my mouth and lit the other end. So the alcohol had something to do with that, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
other than that, no.
How about you, Dave?
I did
Danny.
it once.
Oh,
I did it once. Once is all you need. And I don't even remember the specifics anymore. It was before I was working here at that place that shall not be named.
That shall not be named.
And I just wasn't paying attention. I was, and I don't remember if I was like, feeling the vitamin N, or whatever. But and it wasn't like I burned my mouth, but I tasted the ash,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. And I know, I've talked to a number of people since, and it seems like more than half of the people who smoke cigars have done that at least once.
Yeah. There you go.
Dave, have you ever done that? Have you ever put the lit end of the cigar in your mouth
No, but I have done that when I smoke cigarettes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
on purpose?
Yes, both, accidentally and on purpose.
Wow.
Why would
were
you
you
do
trying
that?
to put it out with your tongue?
No, I could flip the cigarette inside my mouth.
He's talented, everybody. Talented Mr. Ripley right here.
The talented Mr. Ripley. Dun, 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 dun. And what's the point of flipping it inside your mouth like that?
No reason other than you look nuts. So
Okay.
He was showing off in front of his girlfriend at the time.
I don't know. I was like 17 or something.
Long time.
17 or something.
Long
That
time
was
ago.
that was last century, Dave. If you were
Yep.
17.
Last-
Yeah.
Last millennium.
Yep.
Have you guys gotten your stimulus checks yet?
I don't know. It would go right into my wife's account, so
Jesus.
it would go right into the wife's account. So
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right. Even Rod said it. Look at Rod. Yeah, there you go. Mama ain't happy. Nobody happy.
My man.
Yeah. Well, you know,
And no, I have not.
you have not.
I have not.
Are you getting one? Did you
I
pay your
should.
taxes last
Yes,
year?
Yes, I did.
Do you have direct deposit?
Yes.
You should have gotten it by yesterday.
That's well. My bank said they start yesterday, so
Start what?
they start depositing them yesterday. So
Yes.
yesterday.
So Nick has no idea because he doesn't control the finances in
I
his
don't.
house.
None.
Can't smoke in his house.
Whoa, whoa,
Can't do
whoa.
anything. Can't.
I have my own smoking room.
You have chickens.
I have chickens and turkeys, but I
You
have
smoke
my
with the
own.
chickens. Can you? Have you
I
ever done
did.
that?
I've
Have you
smoked-
smoked? Have you
I
smoked
have.
in the coop?
Yeah. I
Is it
have.
the cigar?
I was
coop?
only feeding. I was only feeding the chickens, but I was smoking as I was feeding the chickens. But I have my own smoking room. I was broadcasting there over the summertime.
See now, how can you then say then? You know,
What?
don't grow a pair and tell them to smoke in the house. You're smoking in the house. You
Well,
have a smoking room.
Yeah.
Isn't it an out? Isn't it like a?
It's like
Is
a
it an
four season.
outdoor-
It's like a
season-
four season
Four
room.
season room that's,
yeah,
that's shut
the,
off from the house.
The previous one
Is it
had
heated?
no,
Okay, that's
unfortunately.
why.
Okay,
That's why.
you see, that's there you go.
I can't in
There you
the
go.
main four season room where we have the wood stove and we have now a TV with couches and stuff and everybody's in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That room I can no longer smoke in. I got caught a few times and I got reprimanded. I got reprimanded.
What kind of punishment did you
Nick.
receive, Nick?
Oh man,
I don't want to know.
that'll be another.
Was
Yeah.
it corporal?
That's like-
Was it
oh,
corporal?
that's another
He was banished to the couch for a week.
man.
Oh my goodness.
If only.
The tongue lashing. Well, the
Whoa,
first time
tongue lashings.
the first time I had the guys from the Cigar Hacks over, and they wanted to record a show, and I couldn't do it in my my smoking room because there was no heat. So we put the wood stove on, and everybody was piling up in there, and she was away on business, and I forgot to turn the cameras off, and she saw her, and I got the tongue lashing of the century, but I no longer cross the line anymore.
We're all
so.
fun
What an
down here.
amateur.
How are you?
Hey man, happy wife, happy life, man.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about
Sad.
that.
Smoke in my house.
Sad Nick.
Hey,
Yeah, but you don't have a woman in your house, so
No,
you
that's
you-
true.
You can't say that's right. What are your kids gonna do? Say, Dad, stop it.
No,
And
they
you say,
say,
and
can,
you
can
say,
I smoke
you
one
say,
with you?
get a job.
That's right.
pay my bills. Pay my bills, and then you can say
So,
where I can smoke.
Nick, I know you don't know whether or not you've gotten it because your wife has it. Dave,
That's true.
I know you don't know that you have it because you haven't checked your bank. And Paul, have you gotten yours?
Yes, I
Yes,
got it.
I got mine. And my question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with your stimulus money?
It's already gone. It's already gone.
So that's why you don't know because it's gone already?
It's gone.
He's already
be gone.
he's already bought a few games. And
Nope. It's all going to bills.
It's all
I've
going to
got,
bills.
I've got a looming electric bill that needs to be paid.
Mhm.
So
Right now, he's lighting his apartment with candles. So it's going old school.
Yeah. Well,
Those are a lot cheaper than keeping the lights on. Sometimes,
sometimes.
Sometimes.
What about you, Nick? What would if your wife actually gave you permission to
to
use the stimulus money?
all of it?
How would you spend it? I mean,
how would you
are there things?
stimulate?
How would I
Would
stimulate the
how-
economy?
How would you use it to pay off some stuff, or would you planning to treat yourself with something? Maybe get you a nice TV. Maybe
Heat?
get a little heater that you can
Yeah.
put in your smoking room, so you
It
can
would-
have
It would be
have
two
people
things.
over there
It
in
would
the
be.
wintertime.
It would be yes.
Yeah.
It would be two things. It would be the heater.
Mm-hmm.
Get a nice big heater for the room,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would go right up the street from here and go to Shooter's Outpost and buy as much ammo as I possibly could
Good luck
with the
finding
rest of it. Yeah, I know. I would have to probably go on the black market at this point because there's like no ammo anywhere, and if you can find ammo anywhere, they're usually limiting you to
A box or two.
a box of ammo, which is 50 or 20 if you're
Yeah.
doing 5.56, which is horrendous.
Yeah.
But I would buy as much ammo as I can, and then whatever was left over, which would probably be a lot, I'd probably buy another gun or something.
I'd ask Rod what he'd do with it, but he's in Canada, so he doesn't count. Paul, what about you? What are you going to do with your little stimulus check? Are you
We're
going to
talking about-
stimulate anything?
we're
or
gonna-
Okay, he's gonna pay vet bills.
buy the cat another 5 days?
That is so wrong. That is so wrong, man. He went there. I can't believe he went there.
We're actually gonna. Yeah. We're looking into getting a sectional couch.
A sectional couch.
Yeah. So
Screw the animals.
because when we first moved back into this place that we're living in, my girlfriend's had for about 15 years. and she-
Let's get a sectional.
Yeah.
Sectional.
Sectionals are awesome, man. I got one in my house.
Let
when-
me hear your
when we were
couches talk.
when we were moving back into this place, we just ended up getting like a couch and a recliner, and we figured that if we're going to stay here long enough, which we probably are, we have to upgrade our furniture because it's just we've got some extra room that we can utilize, and so we're trying to figure out how a sectional couch would go in there, and that's really my girlfriend likes those couches, and I can go along with that. I said to her, as long as one section is a recliner, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's all I really want is just to be able to recline back. I don't like the ones that you have to sit up like this and you can't lean back and all
Reclining is important.
that. Reclining is very
Extremely
important.
important.
Yes,
It's extremely important.
She's not a big. She'll recline sometimes, but she likes to just kind of huddle up in there, and I think that's why she likes that.
Yep.
But it has to be leather this time. Because the animals,
Yeah.
they just hair and other things get on it.
So much
We made that
easier to
mistake.
clean.
We made that mistake when we first moved back into this place. We got fabric, and when you have animals, it just
It's a nightmare.
Does
nightmare,
not
dude.
go well. So
Yep.
What did Rod say? If I got a stimulus check, I'd blow. Wait, scroll. You scroll up.
Scroll it there.
Scroll up. 'Cause,
Checked it like 10 times.
Who works on 4 cigars up here? Yes.
There you go.
That's about $600.
yeah.
That's what 4 cigars cost in Canada.
Fort Shadow Oaks. Yeah.
Please. I'll take a Habano.
Whoa, he's rolling. That's
Oh my gosh. So there you go. For me, it's it's
I have a big of corms.
it's gonna go to heat and
yes,
Yeah.
those kind of extra things.
Got to.
It's $600 when you have a family of 5. That's not a lot.
Nope.
No, it goes quick.
Nope. It's not a lot. Yep. So glad for it, but it's not really going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, but it's better than nothing, I suppose, right?
Well, when you got 700 billion going to other countries, what's $600 here?
yeah,
I know, right?
You break it down, it turns out to something like a $1.64 a day
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
since everything started. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's yeah.
So you need to do like one of those sad little pork commercials for like
Poor commercials.
pork
Poor
commercials for like
commercials.
Americans for $1.64 a day.
Mhm.
You too can support an American.
Yes.
Good point.
It's going to be that. I'm pretty sure they already have a commercial out.
All right. Well, this cigar
We're all
we're
like
smoking
lethargic on a couch
is
watching
about 7 days worth of that support right here.
Yep.
Exactly.
And what's the final verdict here on the Padron 1964?
Do we have to have a final
TAA?
verdict? I'm pretty sure that
Maduro.
everybody's going to be
Excellent.
exactly.
Well, what do you think? How do you think that it went with the rum?
I think it went very well with the rum.
Well,
Very well.
well, first of all,
It
I
went real.
incredibly well.
Went real well with the rum.
Incredibly well.
I will say this: this cigar is pulling out a lot more of the chocolate notes from the rum,
Oh yeah, for
without
sure.
a doubt.
Amen,
And the rum is absolutely intensifying the cocoa sweetness from the
sweetness.
cigar.
Oh
So
my
it is
gosh,
playing
yeah.
very, very well. I think this has been a fantastic pairing.
Yeah.
I agree.
I've
this-
always thought rum went great with Padrones, and this rum is probably one of the best I've
See,
had.
I didn't know that. I don't drink rum, so I really took a shot in the dark. And after reading that publication on this particular rum with
Bravo.
a 1964
Bravo.
Padron, I said, why not? And you know what? This is going to go up there as I think one of the better pairings that I've brought to the table.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. very
Totally
good.
agree. Totally agree with him.
We all in line with that?
Mm-hmm.
Padrones are good. You can't say anything bad about them.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. All right. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to be looking at a brick and mortar exclusive from Cornell and Diehl. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back. Thanks for hanging in there. And we are smoking this. We are smoking House Reserve from Cornell and Diehl. And that is a brick and mortar exclusive from Cornell and Diehl. And from the tin, it says this. And I'm going to read from my computer because the tin is like so small. It's hard to read that stuff. So I rewrote it into the computer here so I can actually see it. Our tribute to dedicated brick and mortar tobacconists, House Reserve offers a familiar, inviting aroma right out of the tin. That is so true. Cavendish, Burley, and Virginias are all carefully blended, cased, pressed, and sliced to create this old school flake tobacco, a special selection for the tobacconist. It is manufactured by Cornell and Diehl, blended by Jeremy Reeves. It's a Virginia base blend, and like it says in the description, it's a Virginia, Cavendish, and Burley, and it is cased with rum and plum.
Oh,
Rum and plum, people. Rum and plum. It is a flake cut, and we are continuing to enjoy this wonderful rum, the Anniversario Reserva Exclusiva rum. Oh,
Gesundheit.
it is very, very good with this tobacco. The
Oh,
rum
yeah.
casing, you have that with it, and you just know rum is going to just help this tobacco. Since it's a base in there, brings out the sweetness of things. What do you guys think? What's your initial thoughts on the pairing?
Oh, it's bringing out a lot more of the sweetness, the bready notes. The retrohale has a nice spice, but floral notes too. This is just really, really intoxicating. The pairing together is just really, really nice.
Now, don't be fooled. This tobacco is not an aromatic. You know, when you're making flakes, you need to use something like rum, you know, to get the flake to press and so that you could make the flakes out of it. And so I'm telling you, I think the rum brings out the plum.
That's
But you know, it is not an aromatic at all, but it is a very, very pleasant room note to this tobacco. It's nice and sweet, but it's not too sweet. It doesn't cross that line of a kind of a you know, with aromatics you get this very overt kind of flavor that you can tell it is something not tobacco. That's not what's happening here. It is really, really good.
it's all natural.
Very good.
sweetness.
What's your thoughts on the pairing of the tobacco here?
The rum is bringing out more of the sweet note in the Virginias. The burley, that bread note that's in there. It's really, really nice. The combination between them both is playing very well on my palate.
Dave, what do you think?
I think
Are you gonna have to pee again?
I think the rum is definitely bringing out the plum. Is
I said that. Yes.
I concur.
Drip drop little April showers. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, it's not making you get up. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Now Savinelli also makes a series of pipes that are brick and mortar exclusive, called the Matone, which is Italian for brick. And that line of cigars
That's
is
logical.
that line of pipes is only available in brick and mortar stores. But other than that, and this tobacco, House Reserve, I'm not aware of anything else pipe related that is specifically limited to brick and mortar stores. And if somebody out there knows of something, I would really like to know what it is. So if you're watching out there, if you're one of the, you know, millions of people watching us live right now on Facebook, and you know something, put it in a comment. Let us see that, because I'd love to know. this was, an idea to do the house reserve here. Really kind of came out of a meeting that at Cornell and Diehl after, you know, talking about how they could, support brick and mortar stores more. And our own man, Mark Mormar, said,
Yeah.
you do blends that are online exclusives, and that kind of leaves the brick and mortar stores out of it. Why don't you try doing a blend that is exclusive to brick and mortar stores? And they thought that was a good idea. They came up with this, and it's limited to 1,000 tins. It's a very small run. Now we got a lot, so we'll have a lot, and this stuff is selling at like nothing.
Yeah.
At Twins, it's
so
going
good.
really really well. We're probably halfway through the amount that I got, and I thought that was going to last it's not going to last as long as I thought it was going to. But it was so successful that the word is that they are planning on doing more brick and mortar exclusives in the future. Nothing's been announced yet.
Nice.
That's not official, but the unofficial word from my man Mark is that is going to happen. So I'm looking forward to what they might do this year for a brick and mortar exclusive, or maybe a couple. Who knows? And if you people at C&D are listening, do more than one. Come out with a couple, and we will make it worth your while. Trust me.
Any talk of them continuing to make this as from what you just said? Because this is really a
This is a wonderful blend.
wonderful blend. It's absolutely correct.
It I think hits so many different palates. If you like a fuller body tobacco, this is it. I mean, this is a medium plus to me.
Yeah.
If you like a tobacco that's sweet, if you like aromatics, there's a fair amount of sweetness here.
Especially with the rum.
And you pair it with some rum, and you're going to be like a really happy man. You want a tobacco that has a nice room note? This has it.
Yep.
You like Virginias? This has it. You like the Burley? This has it. It really hits a lot of different palates. It's very, very good. Now, let me ask you guys a kind of a general question here. Last year, 2020, we didn't know what was going to happen once the whole Corona stuff went on, and there was a time where we thought everything was going to just be bad, and then it ended up being a banner year for lots of stores here in New Hampshire, and not the least of which was Twins. We had an incredible year. What do you think lies ahead for Twins and stores this year? Do you think it's going to be kind of a similar thing where these increased sales are going to keep going, or do you think it's going to scale back? What do you think?
I think it's going to keep going. I really do. I think that, and I'm being positive here. I said it last week. I think this is going to be a banner year for everyone. I'm under that thought that I think we have seen the worst behind us. I think we have a bright 2021, and I think people are just going to want to celebrate. Celebrate other businesses that have been shuttered or restricted opening up. I think people traveling, people being able to do other things. I think they're going to want to celebrate, and I think we're going to be a part of that. So I think we're going to have and we've been able to bring in newer customers too. Every week we see new customers coming in.
Every week, new people.
So I think people are realizing that in this year they've had to really think outside the box for their escape, for their vacations, for their free time, and they've been coming into Twins and learning about cigars, and they're just going to keep coming back. So I think this year is going to be even better.
I think a lot of companies are realizing that people are just as productive working at home.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
I've heard that over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And I know, that companies are seriously rethinking, having the major office space that they've had to rent before. And I don't think people going back to work as in working at the office instead of being at home. I
Yeah.
think you're going to see more and more people working from home.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to continue the, desire to have cigars and pipe tobacco at home.
Correct.
Because if you can be, especially in the summertime, out on your porch,
Mhm.
or if you're like me and have a smoking room in the house, it really doesn't matter what season it is. If you can do that from your house, why wouldn't you?
Right.
And, a lot of people have been doing that, and I think you're going to see it keep going. What do you guys think about that?
Yep.
Yeah, I
I
agree. I
think
think
so
it's
too.
a new way to pass the time for some people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I probably show at least one person a week how to smoke a pipe. It's been just growth after growth. I think we're used to, like, I guess I hate to say it, but the new norm. It doesn't look like there's some things that might be going away. But the nice thing is that we know how to work under this pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We know how to take the pressure off. We know how to, you know, still enjoy what we did before. It might be a little different, but we can still go there. Like,
Well, that's certainly something that's great about cigars and pipes is that it is a stress relief, and it is something that you can do, from your home or at the lounge, and I've always looked at it as, when you sell somebody a cigar or pipe or pipe tobacco, you're giving that person time for themselves to relax and enjoy, taking a break or a breather from things. And, so creating those memories, those moments. And I think people really need that now. They need that more than ever.
Mm.
How do we do that if I can't go to the movies, if I can't go to the restaurant, as often as I used to, for whatever reason. My wife, works in the health, business. She works with people she works with the elderly and people who really would be high risk so we don't go out a lot out of respect for, her work. We don't want to, we want to limit ourselves so that she doesn't get into the place where she has to,
Yeah.
stay at home or whatever. And so this is a way for us to enjoy time at home. And, I don't see that backing off.
I don't see it either. As my wife now is working from home. She has her laptop going. She has 2 screens and everything, and she has told me in numerous occasions that she's less stressed and gets more work done at home. And I think everybody's kind of experiencing that. And it's, you get more businesses that are going to be opening up. We've had really good year last year, and I think it's just going to continue.
We have a number of customers here at Hooksett, and I know you do at Londonderry too, who come in and they do their work here.
Yeah. Yep.
And all of them, to a person, say they get more done here than they do in their office. When I was pastoring churches full time, I was very often at a nearby, brick and mortar store, and I always got more work done at the shop than I did either at the home or at the office.
Yeah.
And so I saw it as a one of the most productive things I could do
There you
was
go.
go to the smoke shop.
mm-hmm.
When it's cold, like it is now,
Mhm.
and maybe I've thought about this question because, we had a heating snafu here at Hooksett,
Yeah.
and we had none when I came in this morning, and we got that fixed within a couple of hours and everything. But it was 50 something degrees in the store when I got in, and what I immediately went for was my pipe.
Yep.
And having something nice and warm to hold in your hand, keep the fingers warm, That helped me, pass a couple of hours until we were able to get things straightened out. When it's cold, what's your go-to thing? Do you still go for a cigar if you want to smoke something, or do you go for a pipe?
Ooh.
A cigar for me.
Cigar for you.
Yep. Because, and again, we've talked about this before. I don't mind bundling up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can't smoke in the house, but my
Shame.
Shame.
smoking room is the great outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I know in the wintertime, I'm going to be going out and my dog is going to want to go for a walk, and I just
Mhm.
bundle up, grab a few cigars, and go out on a walk with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me, I'm not cold. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to look to the cigar to warm me up. I'm just going to enjoy the outdoors for what it is, and enjoy
Mhm.
the company and all that and what we're doing. So to me, that's what I go for.
Okay. Fair enough, Paul. Do you guys have anything to say?
Definitely a pipe for me.
Pipe for you if it's
Yeah.
cold?
But if it's cold, yep. And I feel the same with you about, keeping your hands warm. I hate being cold. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think the pipe provides the most warmth. I feel like to me, just by default, the pipe is like a cold weather smoking thing. I don't know. That's just how I think,
You see a lot more people smoking pipes in the wintertime.
Yeah.
You do. How about you, Nick?
I bundle up just like Paul. Take the dog for a long walk. Just throw on my winter smoking jacket and get out there. That's it.
And grab a
We know-
cigar. Grab
no.
a cigar or pipe.
no, his thing is bourbon.
That's
What I'm saying.
That's usually
When you-
anything
when you-
anything
when you-
100 proof and
when you
over.
take Zeus for a walk, what do you take
That's a
with you?
cigar.
Okay.
The pipe, I like to sit down in my smoking room and I like to enjoy a little bit better. The cigar for me has always kind of been a walking thing.
Now, how many fingers do you have before you go out, though?
How many fingers?
Yeah, like
Oh, of alcohol?
Yeah,
I'm drinking while I'm walking, man.
There you go.
I don't,
Flask and all.
yeah, man. I have this very nice flask that I keep in the inside of my inside pocket. I take a little bit of hit when I'm walking, and we have a great time.
So basically, bourbon is your best friend.
Bourbon is my best friend. Yes, bourbon and a cigar. I
Okay.
get that match is spectacular. Is excellent, as Paul would say it.
Pastor. Excellent.
Mm-hmm. This is the first recording in the new year.
That it is.
What do you guys want to see happen with Not Just Won't Smoke this coming year?
Oh,
Sponsorship.
well, other than that, I would like to see us get even though we have a really good calling right now or a really good audience, I'd like to see a lot more people tune into the show. I know right now there's a few people watching. We appreciate you. I want like 50 people watching. I know that's maybe a little bit more into the future. 'Cause
50 people watching you drink. That's
and smoke.
and smoke.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's something,
that's
right?
something. Yeah.
I think that probably mirrors another announcement that we're having. I think those will go up when we make our switch.
Switcheroo.
Yeah, yeah. Since you brought it up, we want you all to know that as of next week, next Monday, we are going to be doing our live show on YouTube instead of Facebook. And honestly, the big reason for that is we have been hearing from a number of people locally around here that they don't have Facebook and don't have ready access to the podcast until it goes out, a week later. And so we're going to be switching to YouTube. And we have a YouTube channel, and our podcast goes up there. It gets this video that you're watching now gets edited and then goes out on YouTube the following week. So last week's podcast came out today on YouTube. But beginning next week, we're going to start on YouTube, and we will not be doing the Facebook anymore, just so that more people can be watching it. You're still going to be able to make comments. You're still going to be able to interact. You're still going to be able to ask us questions, but it'll be on a different platform that is a little bit more open, I think. Yeah, Paul?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Because you don't need an account to watch
You
them,
don't.
you know.
Yep.
That's true. You don't need an account to watch us, whereas you have to have an account to watch us on Facebook. And frankly, if you're not following us on the Facebook page, you're not going to get notified when it happens. And Facebook won't let me use the word smoke. So instead of looking up Not Just Blowing Smoke, you have to look up NJBS,
Correct.
which it maybe is not a big deal, but if you're trying to find us, it's a big deal. So there you go. Anything else you want to see happen in the coming year? Goals, things, guests?
Try to get Mr. Carlito Fuente on the show. I'd like to see him on the show. I think it'll be a great episode with him. He's been in the game for God knows how long, how many years.
Since the earth was cooling.
Exactly. Just a great talker. Me and Paul had a conversation with him when he came to the shop when we had that event. You were there as well. And the knowledge that guy has for being in the industry for so long is astounding.
I'd love to interview him on the show. That'd be great. I'd love to have Nick Perdomo on, especially since we named his show his cigar, our cigar of the year.
I was just going to say that, Dan. I think Nick Perdomo would be a fantastic guest, absolutely fantastic guest on the show. I think he would absolutely go for it. He would be he's a wealth of information. He's just a great personality. I think he would be a fantastic addition here. I would also, me personally, I would like to, and I was talking to Nick about this the other day too, to expand our live events too. Now, we don't have any events currently planned for the foreseeable future because of this whole COVID stuff.
Yeah.
But when things start to open up and we start planning events, I would like to take the NJBS mobile and actually do an event live during the event. We tried it with the Tatueje, and I think we can expand that even further. So I would like to see us, break out of our little studio here and do a live event, mobile, Dave, so we can
Mobile Dave.
We're actually already mobile.
Then we just need to have an event to do it.
We just need an event to do it.
We just need an event to do it.
Pre-set up. Yep, that camera can go anywhere without wires.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
It's just not at
Yep.
the moment. Dave, what is your favorite snow-based activity?
Making snowmen?
Throwing it.
Snow angels.
I haven't done it in decades, but I loved skiing. I really did. And I'm really sad that I haven't gone in a long time. But I have had so much fun skiing. I loved it. I love the speed.
Skiing.
I love the adrenaline. I loved everything about it.
Falling.
Yes, falling.
Yes.
Getting
You
up.
do. You get a good amount of falling.
I learned how to ski on a black diamond. We went up to the wrong peak by accident. So that was literally my first time. Was
That's a good
I'm going
time.
too fast. Fall over. I'm going too fast. Fall over. I'm going too fast. So
It's a good time.
And you're still with us. That's good.
Yes.
Good. Nick, what about you? What's your favorite snow-based activity?
Snow angels. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I
you're
do
not.
enjoy
No,
snow.
you're
I
not.
do enjoy making
You
snow angels.
love getting down with your wife, making little snow
do.
angels.
It's fun.
Having Zeus come over and lick your little face.
having some yellow snow.
Snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
Yeah, I'm a big snowboarder. I haven't been in the last 2 years.
Why is that?
Getting the house together and just doing
Chicken coop.
that and just
The wife.
not having time. Now I made it. I told a couple of family members that I go snowboarding with. Some of them are skiers, but I told them like this year we got to make it a thing that we got to get up to a mountain this year, even if it's just one time.
Not
and
just
hit the
blowing
slopes.
smoke ski trip.
We could do that. We can do that.
You can do that.
I
Yeah.
could do that. We
Dan,
could do
you
that.
you could do tubing. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we could put Dan in a tube and push him down the hill
Uh-huh.
as he's trying to, keep to the
Smoke his
notes,
pipe.
smoke a pipe and keep
Yeah.
to the notes.
Yeah.
Paul will be right behind him.
Paul, what about you? What's your favorite snow-based activity?
None of the above. I like to watch my plow driver plow my driveway out from the window of my warm and inviting house.
Yeah.
I don't like snow. I'm surprised that, in the 54 years that I've been living in New England, that I'm still here.
Yeah,
And my,
you're here.
yeah, here we go, brother.
Here we go. Thank
And
you.
my tolerance for snow is getting less and less.
Mhm.
So I again, we do what we have to do, and winters seem to be extending into April. God forbid it's going into early May.
Mhm.
God forbid.
June.
Starting as early as at the end of October. So we have to do something, but quite frankly,
So basically, what you're saying is your favorite snow activity is plowing, and you could watch it
not
all
me
day.
plowing, watching
Yeah, you
someone
could watch
plow
it
me out. Yeah, no, I
Brings
just,
him so much
I like
joy.
to
Yeah.
watch the snowflakes fall through my window when I'm in my house. That's it. I don't like snow. Not a winter
Heathen.
fan. Not a winter fan. Sorry.
No.
It's just
You're in the wrong part of the
I
country.
know I
bro.
am, my friend, but
Yep.
I love the summers here. I
Yep.
love the late spring through early fall,
Yep,
and that's it.
yep. Amen to that. What, you wanting me to tell you what my
Yes.
favorite is?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would love
Yes.
to.
Yes.
And I know it has something to do with your fireplace and
My favorite snow-based activity is watching the snow melt.
You can see Danny out there in his chair, smoking his pipe, watching a snowbank melt on a 55-degree day.
I love watching it melt, watching it go away.
yeah.
That's my favorite snow-based activity.
Was your favorite part in the Chronicles of Narnia the cartoon one when all the snow is melting and they're all like, yay!
Yeah, and that was everybody's favorite part. Everybody's favorite part was when the 100-year winter ended.
Yeah.
Thank the good Lord Almighty, Aslan is on the move. Yes.
This
Mhm.
is probably one of my favorite Christmases, if for nothing else, than to watch all that rain that came wash
Wash
the snow away.
Oh, that was so glorious.
Great.
It was hard for me not to smile looking out the window. And then
Yeah.
I got to chuckle thinking, Dave wanted it to snow 12 inches. Instead, it rained 12 inches.
Yeah, you know what really was not fair was the next day I woke up and there was like this confetti snow crap on my car. Like it snowed that night, but it was just like it was like someone broke styrofoam and dumped it on my car. It was like really weird.
And it happened Christmas night.
Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas.
Christmas
night,
Day night.
So you can actually say you had a white Christmas.
yeah. No, not satisfactory.
Yeah.
Technically, it was a white Christmas, Dave.
No,
Yeah, it
no,
was- it
no.
was
Technically, a white Christmas. It needs to snow on Christmas.
It
Period.
didn't
It did.
It
It
did.
did.
It
It
did
did
for
on
you.
Christmas Day.
No, it's the next day in the morning.
Wow. It came overnight before midnight.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It snowed overnight. And that's
count.
what happened. It counted.
Nope.
It counted. Yep.
Mm-mm.
So that's my favorite snow-based activity is watching it go away.
The heat miser is on my crap list.
Mhm. Now, viewer questions. I've been
Oh,
asked
yeah.
this. We have a viewer question, and that is this: why do I sometimes get dizzy when I'm smoking a cigar?
Get all that vitamin N.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Get all that vitamin N in you.
what does that mean, Nick?
Nicotine.
Yes, yes. And when you have a little too much vitamin N, at least more than you're able to handle, Nick has not had to worry about that for years
That's true.
because he smokes every day.
My tolerance for nicotine is through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I actually got a buzz was when we did the episode with the Nas.
Yeah.
When we had
You got a buzz with the Nas?
I got a little buzz. Yeah,
I didn't get a buzz with the Nas.
I got a little buzz.
No.
But
I got a buzz with
as soon as I got in my car to drive home, it went away, and I immediately had to smoke another cigar.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I was good.
Now, you know what so when you're starting to feel dizzy, you're starting to feel bad after you're smoking a cigar. You ever feel that way, Paul?
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
When's the last time you felt that way?
June of 1978.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. It's
been a while. Yeah. So what nicotine does is it lowers your blood sugar.
Yep.
And that's what makes you start to feel dizzy, start to feel a little nauseous, you know. And little factoid here: if you are starting to feel a little woozy when you're smoking a cigar, get a little piece of chocolate or a sugar packet or something.
Reese's peanut
Put a
butter
little,
cups.
put a little sugar under your tongue
Mm-hmm.
and just let it, you know, absorb into your mouth there, and that feeling will go
Mandibles.
away because that's what's happening. Once you get your blood sugar back up, that feeling will go away. So if you are having a cigar or pipe tobacco and it ended up being a little bit too strong for you, just have a little something sweet and you will be just fine. You won't need to go worship the porcelain bowl or anything like that.
You
You'll be
could.
just fine. You could.
You could.
You know, maybe if you're Nick, you maybe think, oh, I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should. But
No.
there's no need to. There's no need to, my friends. Just up your little blood sugar and you will be fine. You guys ready for some would you rather questions?
Yeah. Let's do it. That's why I'm here.
Nick.
Yes.
Nick, would you rather give up all drinks except for water
Why do you have to go there?
or give up eating anything that was cooked in an oven?
Oh God.
Ooh. Man, that's a tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love to
Yes.
drink.
Would I rather
I love to eat.
die of thirst or
What?
die of starvation? That's basically Nick's quandary here.
Well, what was the first one? I'd give up everything except for water.
Mm-hmm. You can only drink water, or you can't ever eat anything that was cooked in an oven.
What about a crock pot?
That's not an oven.
There you go. That's my answer. So my wife cooks a lot in the crock pot, and I love those meals. So yeah, it'd probably be anything in an oven. I'd give it up in a minute. Give it up in a hot minute.
Okay, so we've, again, for the second week in a row, established the relative alcoholism.
Yes.
Oh, come
Yes.
on. That's just not fair, man. You guys are making me out to be an alcoholic, and I am not. I
But
enjoy
I think what you're going to find, and this is just my guess, is that we're all going to have the same answer.
probably. I enjoy having a few drinks a day.
An hour.
How many drinks did you have before you got here, Nick?
I only had 3.
1, 3.
I only had 3.
10,
That's
12.
it.
Only 3.
It was
Well,
right at 11
You need to
o'clock.
move a decimal point there.
How many fingers were each of those drinks?
Dude, I don't even count
There's
anymore.
only 4 fingers. I had 4. I had 3 drinks.
What it was, look,
of 4
I
fingers.
had a nice glass of coquito before I went out and stacked some wood. Maybe a couple hours after that, wife came out with some bourbon to warm me up a little bit.
Nick's drinks come in pints.
No, they do not. Only the Guinness. And you know, I had a drink before we left to go out for dinner. Then I had a Manhattan at dinner, and now I'm here.
So that's 4.
Was it? I don't really count the coquito at 11 o'clock a drink. That was more of a
That's more
a breakfast drink,
Yeah,
you know.
Drink.
That was more of hey.
It's a drink.
So drinks before 10 in the morning don't count in your daily.
I don't
Alcoholic
count them.
consumption.
I don't count any drinks. I just drink what I got to drink, baby. That's it.
Dave,
I
no. You have your own question.
Oh,
Would you rather
Mm.
have out of control body hair
Oh yeah.
or a strong, pungent body odor?
Oh. Isn't it like almost one and the same? Like
no, not it.
Like,
No, it's not.
No.
No, it is not.
Do you
I
need
don't
to,
want to be the spleen.
Do you
No,
need to
give me
comb
the
your
hair.
butt, or do you want to
comb my
smell
butt.
like a butt?
I'll be a Star Wars.
He will
Wookiee.
be Wookiee.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, I'll be a Wookiee.
He will not need to wear
Yeah.
the sweater that he's wearing.
Nope.
He will just have a patch of twins on his hair chest.
Can I comb your nipples?
Oh my
I'll
god.
braid my nipples.
Oh god. My god. I remember I used to work when I used to work out at the gym. Now I work out at my house. But I used to go to the gym, and there was a guy there every morning at 7. He'd come in at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it looked like he would wear a sweater underneath his tank top, and it was just, I couldn't believe it. Man, I'll pay for the waxing, man. I will pay for that waxing. My God, get it under
Some
control.
people have lots of hair. It's true.
And just for Nick's question, I would choose the water. I would only drink water, and I would have all my food, because alcohol means nothing to me, really. I don't care if I have it.
Mm.
But
You
food,
have Mountain Dew, Dave.
That's true.
Yes.
You have Mountain
That's
Dew.
true.
Mountain Dew.
So, yeah, I guess your priorities are in order.
Paul,
Yes.
we already know you have out of control body hair, so you
He
get
doesn't.
another question.
His arms are a little on the hairy side, you know, but
It's got hairy
Really?
knuckles.
I don't.
I don't
yeah,
think
he's-
so,
he's
man.
got a little hair there, a lot more than me.
You gotta comb your toe.
Would you
I'm
rather,
like
Paul,
a 5-year-old boy next to Paul?
would you rather be chased by the police for a murder you didn't commit, or hunted by a psychopathic clown?
They all swim down here, Paul.
I'd rather be chased by. I don't know. I'd rather be hunted by a psychopathic clown
Really?
Wow.
because
You've seen that movie.
You fear the men in blue, don't you?
I don't know.
You'd rather be facing a psychopathic
Clowns
clown.
don't bother me.
Clowns don't
Do
bother
not
you.
bother me. I know some people just freak out over clowns. Clowns do not bother me. I think I have a fair chance of turning the tables on that little psycho.
So if like the Heath Ledger Joker
So-
was just coming at you, you'd
Yeah,
be like,
no,
"Meh."
I would rather go. I'd rather have the clown come after me. I'd have a better shot, I think.
Well, there you go. There you go. What do you know?
Is there a question for you, Danny?
No, that's the plus of
All right.
being.
I thought of the last one for Dan. Someone else think of something.
Mm-hmm.
Dave?
My brain is dry.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're just moving on.
I suppose.
Come on.
Who would have known that? I would have made up something on the way here.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Now, next week on Not Just Blowing Smoke, we are going to be asking that question. You taste what?
You
In a
taste
cigar,
what?
you know how some people say, and we've said it, there's bread notes, there's chocolate, there's coffee, and I know people who are like, how do you do that? How do you pick this stuff up? And so we're going to be spending an episode trying to talk a little bit about how to grow your sense of taste and how to hone your palate so that you can start describing things, and not like in I taste
Coriander
coriander or Rice Krispies
or paprika?
from last year,
Snickers bars.
Snickers bars,
Mm.
they were not like that. But how do you pick out these flavors? And a lot of that has to do with just kind of concentrating on your taste and thinking about it. And so we're going to do that next week, and we're going to do that with the 724 113.
Yeah.
That's a
Which,
great cigar to do it with.
was lost for a while and has
Now it
come
is
home
found.
and is now found. The prodigal cigar has come home. And we're also going to be smoking Peterson's My Mixture 965,
Mm.
which has been a classic pipe tobacco for years and years and years and years, and two very different tastes. And we're going to be talking about how to go about trying to train yourself so that you can talk in terms of what you taste in a cigar. So that when you read those reviews and they say, I taste chocolate or coffee or leather, you can kind of start getting on board
Caramel
with that.
toffee.
No caramel toffee. Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Dan. I thought of one.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather give up pipes or cigars?
I was kind of weak, but I'll go along with it. What do you got? Who would probably give up cigars?
I'd probably give up cigars.
That was the easy one.
So Pastor Padron would be Pastor
Peterson.
Peterson.
Or-
If I had to pick, and you know, it's just you have so much more control over your smoking experience with a pipe,
Very true.
Mm.
and you can get a lot
You
of those
are the
cigar
cigar.
flavors in a pipe, and you can go a whole lot more. There's just a much broader range of enjoyment for me in the pipe. Now, that would be like, on one hand, you know, cutting off, you know, choosing which hand to cut off. I mean, that's a tough decision. But I have found myself smoking the pipe more than the cigar recently, and some of that has to do with the fact that I'm in charge of the pipes here at Twins, and so that's kind of where I've been hired to sit.
Even if money was no object, like you could smoke whatever cigar you wanted whenever.
You know, I really enjoy the cigars, but I'm, you know, if I'm honest, I'm finding myself, you know, I'm getting a lot more, I'm picking up a lot more nuances and things in the pipes than I am in the cigars,
I would
Yeah.
have to agree with that.
you know. But there you go. What do you know? Now, speaking of pipes here, what's your final verdict on this House Reserve? There was 1,000 tins made. We have a bunch of it here at Twins. We've sold a bunch of it. I know it's not going to last probably more than another month.
Mm.
You know, it's going to go. But what do you guys think of this stuff? I think this is great pipe tobacco.
Yep. Great pipe tobacco, great fruit, nice bread, nice little spice.
Grapefruit?
Grapefruit?
Great fruit.
Okay, grapefruit.
Nice spice with that floral notes and the retrohale. The pairing went superb with it.
Mhm.
It went superb with both the cigar and the pipe. I think it was a really, really good choice. Again, shot in the dark. Didn't even know what to expect, but I'm a very happy man right now.
Oh yeah.
The pairing is fantastic.
Paul hit it out of the park
And,
with
Rum.
that.
and I have to. Kendra does not have this at the bar. She doesn't know anything about this, but I'm going to have to convince her to
Drop
bring this
her
in.
off the rest of the bar.
I'm going to have to convince her to bring this in.
Yeah, this is a really great rum.
It's really nice. One of the best rums that I've had.
Yeah, for
Um,
what? $22?
22
Gee,
bucks.
that's
Even
insane.
if price is not involved, I've had, you know what I mean, the special reserve that you can only get at the Bacardi factory, in Puerto Rico, and that's $180 bottle. And this is, I'd probably have to say it's a little bit better than that reserve.
That's crazy.
And that reserve is, they have their blend on that is anywhere between 12, I believe it's 12 and 14 years in those batches, in those barrels. And for this, and like I said, with price no option, I would still probably pick this over. There's more depth to it. There's that nice sweet molasses in there, but it's not too overpowering. It brought out a lot of chocolate notes in the Padron. It's bringing out a lot of fruit notes in this. And Dave, you all right?
Yep.
All right, cool. And it's an unbelievable parent. Really, really nice. I just like Kramer would say, bye, bye, bye.
Yeah,
Right,
it's just-
Paul?
It's just so full of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so much flavor in this. There's like, you know, the fruits. There's, you know, a little hint of a plum. It gets brought out even more by the rum. It's absolutely fantastic.
and it's like an all-day kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You could have it in the morning. This would go great with coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You could have it in the evening with your rum. This would go great with a nice bourbon too. There's so many things that this would go well with, and just very enjoyable. Great tobacco. I'm glad Cornell and Diehl brought it out. I hope they bring it back, and I hope they do more than 1,000 tins next year, because people are going to be really sad they missed out on this. All right, so next week, we're going to be on YouTube, and we'll still set up the event on Facebook, and we'll remind you about that on our social media, on Facebook and on Instagram. But next week, our show will be live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Not Just Blowing Smoke. And there you go. That's
There
our
you go.
show. And that's Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Another smoke, another day.
You've been listening to Not Just Blowing Smoke, the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and keep in touch with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke. Thanks for listening, everybody, and that is Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Rolling with the top down, smoking